Welcome back to Duffy's Box, the only place where we dig up the dead for a good time. And a few brain snacks. Today, we're delving into the world of zombies. Yep, those lovable, brain-munching, shuffling corpses that have staggered their way into our hearts and screens. Grab your stakes and shotguns because it's about to get undead in here. Zombies, the influencers of the horror world. But where did these delightful decomposers come from? The term zombie actually hails from Haitian folklore. The word zombie refers to a corpse reanimated through various methods, usually magic or voodoo. So technically, before Hollywood got its grimy hands on them, zombies were more abracadabra than brains. In Haitian culture, a zombie isn't just a monster, it's a tragedy. The idea of losing one's will and being forced to work forever is a terrifying punishment. So next time you're zombifying yourself for Halloween, remember, you're stepping into some deeply spooky shoes. Try not to shuffle too far. But Haiti isn't the only place with zombie stories. In African folklore, especially in West Africa, there are tales of necromancers known as bokor who can reanimate the dead. These zombies, called nzumbi, were believed to be controlled by the bokor and used as slaves. In West Africa, particularly among the Yoruba people, there are stories of reanimated bodies called ogbanja, or abiku, spirits of children who are said to die and be reborn repeatedly to cause suffering to their families. While not quite the shuffling corpses we think of today, these spirits embody the fear of death and the unknown. In Central Africa, the Congo region has tales of witch doctors using zombie powder, made from toxic plants and animals, to induce a death-like state in their victims. These zombies were said to be buried alive and then resurrected, their minds broken and wills enslaved. Talk about a bad trip. Fast forward to 1932, and Hollywood decided to take a bite. White Zombie, starring Bela Lugosi, was the first zombie film ever made. Sure, the zombies here were more under a spell than undead flesh eaters, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. Then came the game changer George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead in 1968. This low-budget flick not only gave us the modern zombie archetype, but also served up a healthy dose of social commentary. Who knew zombies could be so woke? Now, if movies brought zombies to life, video games brought them to our fingertips. From Resident Evil to The Last of Us, we've been gleefully mowing down the undead for decades. It's the ultimate stress relief. Unless you're terrible at aiming, then it's just stress. My favorite, Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. Cool under pressure, a sharpshooter, and rocking that perfect 90s hairstyle. Leon, if you're out there, thanks for making zombie slaying look so good. But wait, it's not all fun and games. Let's talk real-life zombie-like conditions. Rabies, for instance. It's a viral infection that can cause aggression, confusion, and hallucinations. Sounds like a zombie to me. Another condition, chronic wasting disease, is a prion disease affecting deer, elk, and moose, causing severe neurological damage and zombie-like behavior. Symptoms include extreme weight loss, lack of coordination, and abnormal behavior, leading to death. Or take the zombie fungus Ophiocordyceps, which hijacks ants' bodies. Imagine if that jumped to humans. I'd say we'd have about a week before we start seeing Zombie Ant Apocalypse on Netflix. And speaking of TV, how could we not mention The Walking Dead? This show didn't just bring zombies to the small screen, it created a cultural phenomenon. Rick, Daryl, Carol, we've watched them grow, fight, and lose way too many friends to count. It's like a soap opera, but with more dismemberment. Another TV show is The Last of Us, a gripping adaptation of the popular video game, following Joel and Ellie as they navigate a post-apocalyptic world overrun by infected humans. The show's intense storytelling, complex characters, and stunning visuals make it a must-watch for fans of dystopian dramas. Highly recommended for anyone who loves a well-crafted survival story with emotional depth. Before we wrap up, here are some of my top zombie picks for those dark, stormy nights. Dawn of the Dead, Romero's classic remake with intense action. World War Z, fast zombies, global scale, and Brad Pitt. Need more? 28 Days Later. The movie that redefined the genre with fast, terrifying Infected. Train to Busan, a heart-pounding South Korean thriller with emotional depth. Resident Evil, an attractive woman with extraordinary abilities, as she battles hordes of zombies and other monstrous creatures created by Umbrella Corporation. If you want to laugh, Shaun of the Dead. a comedy horror film that cleverly parodies zombie tropes while delivering genuine scares. Zombieland, a comedic take on the zombie apocalypse with a memorable cast and plenty of action. Here's a list of my top zombie video games. Resident Evil 2, original and remake, the ultimate survival horror experience with a gritty storyline. Resident Evil 4, original, HD remaster and remake, revolutionized the series with its gameplay and story. Leon's charisma shines through every terrifying moment. Resident Evil 6, action-packed and filled with tense moments, continuing Leon's heroic saga. The Walking Dead, this episodic adventure game about Lee and a young girl named Clementine as they navigate a world overrun by zombies. Dead Island, an action RPG set on a tropical island where players must survive and combat zombies using a variety of weapons. Red Dead Redemption, an expansion to Red Dead Redemption that introduces a zombie apocalypse scenario to the Wild West, with players battling undead hordes. My father loves it. The Last of Us, a critically acclaimed action-adventure, a post-apocalyptic world filled with infected humans with mushrooms. Call of Duty's Zombie Mode, players team up to battle endless waves of undead enemies, employing strategy and skill to survive. Oh, and if you're wondering why my best zombie video games list is almost all about Leon Kennedy, well, let's just say I'm a bit of a super fan. That hair, that aim, that cool. And if you're wondering about zombie contamination, here's the lowdown. Bites and scratches, the classic and most common method. Blood contact, any exchange of infected bodily fluids. Airborne pathogens, some variations involve airborne spores or viruses. The elimination tips, aim for the head, the only surefire way to stop a zombie. Burn them. Fire purifies and ensures they don't get back up. Disposal in isolated areas, prevent the spread by keeping them far away from populated areas. So there you have it. From Haitian voodoo to African necromancers, Hollywood blockbusters, and video game nightmares, zombies have crawled their way into our collective consciousness. They teach us about fear, survival, and what not to do in a horror movie. Thanks for joining me on this ghastly journey through the land of the living dead. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Otherwise, you might just find yourself unprepared for the next zombie apocalypse. And trust me, you don't want to be the guy without a plan. Until next time, keep your brain safe and your ammo closer. This is Duffy, signing off. Hopefully not for the last time.